sounded amazing, and that sounded like, oh my gosh, she's done so much, she's amazing. But can I tell you, all that did not come without struggle. All that did not come without sacrifice. All that did not come without some dark nights, some lonely nights, and some crying nights, because I realized there was some times where I thought things was great, but there was some times where I realized things was not so great. So that's amazing that my bio sounds that way, but I just want to make sure that you don't think that it was just that I woke up one day, like Beyonce say, I woke up and looked like I woke up like this. No, I ain't wake up like that. I had to go through some valleys to get to my high place. And I'm still experiencing some of those valleys, but I remind myself when those valleys come that greater is in me than in he that is in the world. So I already know that God is going to protect me as I go through my valley, so I'm not afraid anymore like I used to be to experience my valleys. So again, those were just accolades. I wanted to make sure I was very clear that that wasn't just something that happened overnight. But ladies, when I look around the room, you look amazing. For those of you who participated in the big hat thing. So I said, wow, do I put my hat on? Because everybody don't have on theirs. But I said, I'm going to be obedient to what the conference said, and it said Big Hat Conference. So I showed up with my favorite color and my big hat, right? So I'm not even a hat person, but don't it make you feel a little good, right? Don't it make you feel like you're just all high up? But you said, ooh, I look like, you tilt left, you tilt right a little bit. You're like, okay. And then you're looking in the mirror like, yes. That's how I was feeling this morning when I put on my hat, because I'm like, okay, I don't wear hats often. This is probably only the second time I had a chance to wear a hat. So I am excited to be here with you guys today. I am so grateful. I never take it lightly when someone invites me to be before their community to share with their community what God has laid in my heart and allowed me to share with you. So I'm super excited to be here today, and I truly, truly hope that you will be blessed by my story and by what it is that you can see where you relate and where you fit in, but most importantly, celebrate where you are today as you see some of the celebrations in my story. So I'm going to go back and then come forward so you can see just how far I've come. So I had about 3 years ago, I was going through the motions of life. I was waking up every day, and although the lights were shining brightly, it still seemed and remained dark for me. So I got up every day going to and from, pretending like we love to do, right? We can hide behind the mask, we can hide behind the big brims on the hat, but when they lift up, we truly see who we are. So when I looked in the mirror, I realized I did not love what I saw back in the reflection. And that was me. So what I did was I said, wow, I need to figure out what's going on. What I realized was I was broken. But if you saw me, I showed up and I looked great. And I looked amazing, so you did not know, right? So when you look to the left or the right and there's someone sitting with you, although they might look beautiful today, don't get disguised by the look. Right. Ask your sister, are you really okay? Yeah. Right. And then when you ask her the first time and she says yes, ask her a second time, because that will give her a chance to think about it. And on that second time, if she wasn't okay, she will most likely say, sister, you know what, I'm not really okay. Yeah. Yeah. But if we only ask one time because we're asking out of force and not really out of genuine of whether we really care about whether they're doing okay, we won't be able to help someone, because we should always be ready to serve. And serving doesn't always mean being busy and doing something. It means you just being present in the moment for someone else instead of always being up close and personal just for you. So when I was talking to people, no one knew I was going through, because no one ever asked me, were you okay? So when they asked, I just say, oh, I'm doing good. I'm blessed and highly favored. How many of y'all love that saying? I'm blessed and highly favored. Right? Most of the time, listen, when you bless, you know there's nothing that could shake you or move you or disturb you, because you have the favor of God. That's when you can say I'm blessed and highly favored. But when you're really feeling down on some days, dark on other days, and know that you got some feelings that came from your past, whether it was abuse, whether it was shame, whether it was you failing, or whether it was you just not thinking you were good enough, but then you tell someone I'm blessed and highly favored, you don't even really believe it. I had to realize it hurt to even say it sometimes. I was like, I don't even believe this. Like I'm saying that and people believe it, right? You can have people, let me tell y'all know you can have folks believe in anything if you want them to. But you got to be willing to say within yourself that you don't want people to think things are going great when they're really not going great. Because let me tell you a secret. You can't get to great if you don't recognize when you're not great.
That's right.
So I had to realize, I had to acknowledge I was broken. I had to acknowledge I needed to move from being broken if I didn't want, because not only was it affecting me, it was beginning to affect my teenage daughter. So see, how many of us know that we dealing with what we dealing with, but if anyone is close to you, they too are dealing.
That's right.
They too are feeling. They too are experiencing. So although I thought I can cry at night or cry in the shower, because she can't see that part or she can't hear that part, she still could feel it.
Yeah.
So some of you believe that just because you want to hide at night and you want to cry at night to yourself, that no one around you feels what you're going through. But I promise you, one thing I learned in this was, I said, well, God, what am I going to share today with everyone? Because I'm not really sure where I'm going to go. Because I said, Unstoppable Woman, show up. Because some of you are still hiding.
Jesus.
And so he showed me 3 things. So, young lady, will you be willing to help me? Or young? Yes. Okay. So you're going to stand right here. And you're a little taller than me, so that might not work. Will you be willing to stand as well? Okay. So you're going to stand directly right behind me. Because, see, we're going to get some change today. We're not going to leave. See, one thing about it is you're going to stand right in front of me. One thing about it is anytime you go somewhere and you show up, you should want to leave different.
Yes.
You should never leave the room the same way you enter, because if so, you came and you wasted your time, and you can never get time back.
That's right.
That's one thing you can never do, is trade in your time. So start valuing it as if it means the world to you, because you will never get it back. When that second goes by, it's gone. When that minute goes by, it's gone. So stay present in the moment and not dwelling in the past. So that leads me to bring you right to where we are. So she represents the past. I represent the power, and she represents the purpose.
Jesus.
Yeah. Wow.
So now here we go. Let's just walk through the journey so that you'll get the understanding by the time we get to it. Because the goal is for us to all reunite with our purpose. Because some of us have lost that. Why? Because we still keep holding on. You're going to hold me around the waist. We still keep holding on to our past. See, some of you, when I move, you move. When some of you are supposed to be moving, you're moving, but because you're still letting the past hold you, you're really not moving. Some of you are still standing still, and purpose is saying, come on. And you trying to move, but keep pulling me so I can't move. You trying to move, but purpose is saying, come on, and you keep letting the past pull you back. Purpose says, come on, I'm waiting. The book you plan to write, I'm waiting, because your story needs to be heard by millions of women.
Yes.
The business you were supposed to launch, you launched, but you ain't really launched, because if you putting 20% on Monday, 15% on Tuesday, 30% on Wednesday, and Friday you give 100 and you think you're an entrepreneur, you're not. You got an expensive hobby.
Wow.
Because you don't feel and value your own purpose, because you're taking baby steps in your own purpose. So when are you going to let your past release you so you can start moving in your power? Because you've already been granted the power, but you hiding behind your past. Why would you be willing to be back here when you already got the power to be somewhere else? But some of you remain here for too long. How many of you in the room know you here? Let's be honest, because we can't get delivered if we're not honest. So when you're ready to get from behind here, because can I tell you, listen, how many of you want to be used by God?
Come on now.
He can't use you completely if you back here.
Jesus.
He cannot use you if you back here. But when you decide to remove here and back it up and promise that it has no power to get in front of you anymore, and then you stop hiding behind your purpose, because see, some of you hiding even behind your purpose. It is not in front of you for you to hide. It's in front of you for you to enter in and accept all he has for you. But some of you are just hiding there as well. See, some of you keep on looking back because you had a bad relationship. Come on now, we all have. And you feel hurt. And you feel like you can't go on. Can I tell you, you better be glad that door closed?
Yes.
Because it saved you from some mess that you didn't even see ahead. He protects us for what we cannot see. Because see, some of you are afraid to move forward because you don't know what's ahead. You're not supposed to, because if you did, you wouldn't move. Because some of us will be too afraid. Had God showed me 2 years ago I was going to be before you all standing here, and I said, absolutely not. Let me get behind. Nuh-uh, because I'm okay. But mind you, I have been speaking on stages for over 6 years, but not to you. So I said, See, if he shows you all the answers and give you the whole story, some of you will run back again behind your past. Because you say, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, they not going to believe me. Oh, why should they read my book? Why? Because I said the same thing when I wrote mine. I said, God, who's going to read it? He says, girl, write it. Because there's so many women who need to know to unlock their inner confidence and show up in their power. They need to know you can go from being broken to unbreakable. They need to know that when you can stand with other sisters, because if you stand alone and get to your destination and you arrive, you will be very lonely. See, some of us want to do it all on our own and we want to arrive on our own. But when you get there and you by yourself, you're going to be lonely. Who's there to hold you up?
That's right.
Who's there to protect you? Who's there to encourage you, to push you to go even further? So you can get all close as possible as you can to your purpose. See, some of you are surrounded by people who tell you your purpose don't exist. Listen, if somebody next to you is not encouraging you and supporting you and they only pushing you back here, you better step away. Don't you anchor yourself to people who will drown you in life. You release the anchor so that only thing you should be doing is moving forward. But can I tell you, everything here has a reason. It had a purpose. And it was for you to be able to use so that you can serve someone else. But here's a real nugget. When you look back and glance so you can be so proud of how far you've come. Because you will look back and say, God, I remember when. See, because some of you can raise your hand and say, I'm not where I used to be. How many? I'm not where I used to be. But I promise you, I'm not where God is going to finish with me yet. See, that's where you got to know that I'm not where I used to be. But I can look back and see just how far I've come from my past. But when you look back, glance, ain't no need of you looking back and studying her. Because that's your past. She represents your past. So don't get focused on her.
That's right.
Just say everything that I did, all those painful relationships, the abuse, the abortions, the suicidal thoughts, the suicides I've attempted if you have, whatever it means there, just say, God, I know there was a purpose in it all. But everything that's in that is now my story, and I stand on it. I don't stand in it. Because if you keep standing in what happened, you can't get to where you're going. See, some of you can't enjoy the present because you're too focused in the past. Some of you can't be present today in your power because you're too busy leaving your power with your past. You have parked your power in your past. But I stopped by today to make you feel uncomfortable so you take back your power. Because when someone, listen, we don't do better until we know better. So I stopped by to remind you, you've always had the power. Take back the keys to your power. Unlock your power. And it's time to show up. Because you are an unstoppable woman. Somewhere along the line, somebody told you weren't good enough. Or you weren't going to make it. Or you're not that smart. Or you were damaged goods. To who? Not to him. Not to him. Because in your brokenness, see, because some of you waiting to get perfect. You ain't never going to be perfect. So if you're waiting on him to use you to keep moving in your purpose until you get perfect, you missed it. You missed it. Because I said, oh my gosh, God, you can't tell me to go and speak to women, not women. Oh, no. Because I'm not ready yet. He says, well, when will you be ready? See, because some of you keep saying, oh, I'm just waiting on God. God going to say when it's time. Oh, I said I came to make you feel uncomfortable. Will you stop doing a disservice to God saying I'm waiting on him because he is always ready. In fact, he's been waiting on you to just be willing to move.
Yeah.
He's been waiting on you to stop hiding because your purpose is present, but if you hide, your purpose can't even reach for you.
Wow.
See, some of you have dreams, some of you have visions, and some of you have goals. But remember, you stop by, you get 10%, you get 20%, you get 50%, then you give 100%, and then you want to say you were already, you put in the work. You ain't put in no work. You pretend work. It's time to really show up and work. See, when your purpose becomes greater than your past and your fear, that's when you're going to move with tenacity.
Yeah.
But as long as it just exists in your mind, but it's not important to you, you don't move with urgency.
Yeah.
But if I told you today that if you didn't move with urgency for your purpose, you might miss it, some of you will start moving. So I'm serving notice. If you're not moving in urgency, your purpose will be given to this young lady in a fly blue hat, this lady in a fly red hat. If you are sitting on your purpose, someone else will take it up. And ain't no need of you saying, oh, they stole my brand, or oh, they stole my idea. Come on now, somebody. I know I'm on your feet. That's all right. I'm stepping on your stilettos with mine, but that's all right.
Yes.
So it'll be no need for you to be saying someone stole from me, because they didn't steal from you, because remember, we are all uniquely made.
That's right. What's mine?
But what they did was God says, listen, I have things I need done. And if I can't entrust you with my people, somebody will step up for the task.
That's right.
The problem is, are you willing to let somebody else step up for your purpose instead of you? I don't want none of y'all stepping up for my purpose. I'm stepping up proud for myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up, like I said, unstoppable woman, show up. I'm going to show up for my purpose. I want to grab hold. I hope you're right. Grab hold of my purpose. I don't want to let it go. I don't want to lend it out. And I don't want anybody else to grab hold of it but me.
Yeah.
Because when someone else grabs hold of it, they don't believe in it and trust in it and love it like you do.
Yeah.
So some of you can't get to your purpose because you're worried about the fact that, oh, you know, well, my mom or my sister or my husband, they don't quite believe in my vision. How many people know that? How many people feel like that? Oh, let me serve you a quick notice that's going to bless you. God didn't give it to them, so you can't expect them to feel the way you feel. You can only ask them to be of support and be of encouragement. But you cannot expect them to be the way you be about your dreams and your visions and your goals. You can't expect them to go after it the way you do. But again, most of us are back here, but your greatness and your purpose is up there. Will you begin to take steps towards it? Or will you keep hiding because you already had the power to come from behind your past and show up in your present? The problem is, like I said, we are all so entangled in our past that we can't even be present in our today. In preparation for our tomorrow. See, when you can look ahead and say, I don't even know what's in store, but I'm going to give you the glory today. I'm going to already, I don't even know what God has planned for me. I told you 2 years ago, I would have never imagined being here today. Because I didn't know he had this planned. But can I tell you, I now have expectations greater than I, because God can dream a bigger dream than you. You can never dream for yourself. I'm a testament of that. So I have no idea what's in store, but I know I'm ready. I know I'm moving. Keep moving, I'm going to move behind you. I'm moving, and I'm trying to catch up, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going. Pause now. And then when something happens along the way, and I fall, and I fail, can I promise you guys today, you are going to fail in life. We have already all done that because we're adults. It's inevitable. But here's what I love. Les Brown is just a renowned speaker. And he says, listen, you are always going to fail your way to success. But what needs to happen is in the midst of that, it must be non-negotiable that when you fail and you fall, as long as you fall on your back and you can look up, I'm sure you can get up. The problem is we are falling and we are, woe is me. Oh, woe is me. We fail, right? We don't even want to look up so we can get back up. Look up and you can always get up. Never fall and remain down. There's nothing down on the floor for you but a prayer for you to get back up.
Amen.
You can pray while you're down there. I promise you, that's going to give you the strength to get back up. But there is nothing remaining on the floor for you. So why would you lay there and wallow instead of getting back up? So some of you are still laying. Some of you failed a long time ago. And you decided to just lay there. And you decided to just bask there because this feels what? Exactly. This feels comfortable. To reach there requires effort. But here's what I stopped by to say. This is comfort. This is comfort, right? But sometimes you got to get a little uncomfortable and drag it. And drag it. If it can't keep up with you, that's not your fault. Let it go. And you keep moving. But if you allow it to hold on to you and entrap you, your past is there for your testimony. It is not there for you to keep holding on. Unstoppable women, press the reset button. It's time for you to press the reset button on your life and start moving. It's okay. Whatever has happened has happened. Press the reset button. Push your past back. Push your past back and start moving forward. And remember, it's okay to glance back occasionally. But that's just as a reminder of how far you've come and how far you had to go. But you know, as long as you're not willing to go back, and you know time only moves forward, it will never go back. You can never get your time back. So remember, you can never go back into your past to change it. What has happened has happened. Embrace it. Get past it. Get your deliverance from it and stand proud in who you are.
That's right.
I stand proud in my past. I was broken, but today I stand before you, and I am a woman who is unbreakable.
Amen.
I am a woman who shows up in my power. I shine my high beams unapologetically.
Yes, girl.
Don't keep dimming your lights for the person to the left or right of you. I say if they can't catch the shine, it's too bad. Don't you dim yours for them. Just encourage them to pick up their light and shine with you. Because for so long we've been dimming our lights because we want everybody else to stand with us. God made you uniquely who you are, and in fact, you might supposed to stand alone. And it's okay to stand alone. But you know that when you pull up another sister, because Maya Angelou says when you learn, teach, and teach someone else. So then you can teach them, guess what? I just said at the beginning, I didn't always shine my high beams. I didn't always have those accolades because I was that woman on my knees crying in the shower, and I told y'all. I was that one who wanted to commit suicide because I was unhappy because I wasn't in a space of where I needed to be. I was that woman who looked in the mirror and I did not love myself. I was that woman who said, about maybe a year ago, I shed about 40 pounds. I was that woman who looked in the mirror and was like, oh, girl, you look like you're like 3 months pregnant. What's going on? You got to get over this. Now I look in the mirror and I said, oh, girl. If we don't tell ourselves, who will? We want everybody else to love all on us, and we don't even love on ourselves. I kept saying, God, I'm waiting for my Boaz to come and love me. He said, first you got to love you first. He can't love you if you don't love you.
Right now.
So I was looking to be loved, and I didn't even love me. Some of y'all looking for other people to give you what you have not given yourself. Some of you want other people to invest in you, but you don't invest in you. See, you can't say, oh, I want to start how many business owners? You're business owners? Okay. You can't say, I want to have my own business. and I want to coach women. See, because I coach women all around the world. But I can't say I want to have my own business and coach women to get over where they are from being broken to unbreakable, to unlock and use the keys to their confidence if I wasn't willing to invest in me and get me in that space.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can't say, oh, I want to have a $5,000 this, and you ain't even invested $5,000 in yourself.
That's right. That's right.
You can't say, I want to be great, but then you be great, and then you don't reach back and make somebody else great.
Right.
I can't say I want to release my past, and this sister holding on to her past, and I don't show her how to release her past and grab hold of me and be free so she can walk as I walk. Because if I'm walking and I'm only getting to where I need to be, but she's no longer the past, but she wants free, and she wants to be free, but I'm not willing to let her hold on to me, shame on you.
Yeah.
Because you should always be willing to bring another sister up. It's time to set aside all the cabinets.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's time to set aside all the competition. And it's time for us to stand united as one together and empower one another, encourage one another, and show us that, in fact, we are all unstoppable women. But the problem is we don't show up. So how many ladies ready to show up? That's right. So now we stood down, so let's stand up.
All right.
You know, I got to check my time, because y'all know I can go all day. What's my time? Yes, because I respect my time, right? Y'all got to respect when y'all go somewhere and they invite you somewhere and they say you got such and such time and then you still just keep going and going like the Energizer Bunny. That ain't respect. Now, I want y'all to get all y'all can get, but I want to make sure I stay in obedience. Because if you out of order, come on now, y'all know I'm teaching even while I'm speaking. If you out of order, he can't bless you. He said, if I can give you a little, I can entrust you with a lot.
Yes.
So how many of you don't want little anymore, but you want a lot? So you know you got to step out of little mindset and enter into abundance mindset. Because for a long time, I was in little mindset, and I didn't reach abundance mindset. A year ago, I spoke at a conference, and I said, oh, I'm gonna be an international speaker. I'm already claiming it, right? And I'm telling people, oh, yeah, I'm an international speaker. If y'all go on my social media right now, I'm an international speaker. I'm telling y'all, I ain't crossed the borders yet. But don't you discount what you put in the atmosphere. That was 1 year ago. In less than 3 weeks, I'm heading to India to speak at a women's conference. What are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? A year ago, I said, God says, I want you to start working with women and show them how to be broke, to go from broken to unbreakable. Show them how confidence looks good on the inside, but if you don't, on the outside, but if you don't have it to match on the inside, it means nothing on the outside. Because it will not remain, it will be fabricated, it will rub off. You know those red bottoms y'all wear? Every time you walk, a little red scrub off. Y'all got a pair too. But every time you walk, a little red come off. Well, when you ain't uniquely who you are authentically, every time you walk, something rubs off too. So what scent and aroma are you sprinkling as you enter through the gates and go and walk and serve?
Yeah.
What aroma are you leaving in the atmosphere? So today's aroma we're going to leave in the room is, on the count of three, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Y'all going to say, I am an unstoppable woman. That's the first line, right? And then we're going to say the second time, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, I am unapologetic. I am unbreakable. I am an unstoppable woman. So we ready?
Yes.
She said we down to 3 minutes, right? We working this. All right, y'all ready? Listen, did I say, when you arrive, you come one way. When you leave, you're going to feel a little more unstoppable, right?
Yes.
Some of y'all didn't want to prance when y'all got here, but by the time we leave, we're going to work these hands. We're going to work these hands because we feel more empowered. We feel more ready, right? Because how many people ready now? Because you weren't ready when you got here, but you're ready. That's all that matters. We're going to remember that we leave in the past in the past. And we're going to remember that our purpose is waiting. But we got the power right now to keep walking in our purpose.
Yes.
Walking in your purpose. As my book says, fearlessly strutting in your purpose.
Yes.
Fearlessly strutting, right? Don't just walk. Y'all know the models get the runway and they ready, right? I'll be like, I used to walk like this. Girl, let me show y'all how I'm into now and I'm like this. And not because I'm conceited. Can I please be clear about that? It's because I finally love me.
That's right.
And so before I entered it, I didn't love me.
That's right.
So then now I enter because I love So I wasn't waiting for you to tell me. But if you tell me, I'm going to say, thank you, sister, and you look beautiful too. Matter of fact, I love that dress. Stop thinking you can't compliment another sister and tell her she looks good. Girl, you look good in that outfit. Right? We got to stop doing that. Because you don't know that that sister might have needed that. She might be so emotionally broken right now, but me just saying, girl, you look good. And if she didn't feel it, she feels differently now to go home. You don't know the lives you can touch by just opening your mouth with something genuine to say, or even just smiling at another sister. Because usually we mean mugging and looking each other up and down. But a smile can go 1,000 miles. It can open someone's heart up so wide that even they don't know how to feel it. So we're going 1, 2. How many people remember what we're doing first?
Unstoppable woman.
See, y'all want it. That's I love it. I love it. Some of y'all like, she better hurry up. I got on these heels. My feet hurt. All right. 1, 2, 3.
I am an unstoppable woman.
Okay, y'all remember the other 3? Okay. So I am unapologetic, unbreakable. I am an unstoppable woman. Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
I am unapologetic, unbreakable. I am
an unstoppable woman. Thank you.
All right.
So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for just being supportive. I pray that you have received something that will allow you to go to your next level and success for whatever success means to you. Thank you, ladies, so much for participating. I am, again, as she said, Regina Robinson, your inner confidence strategist. I coach women who are in their first 5 years of business to successfully move from being broken to unbreakable, to show up in their power and play all out in their business, in their life, and in their career. I am a inner confidence strategist. I have a mentor program called Unstoppable Woman on the Move. And literally, I am excited to be amongst such amazing women here today. And remember, your past is your past. Your power is in your today. And as long as you keep moving forward in preparation for your purpose, the best is yet to come. Thank you.